All right, you guys, we promised we were going to come back, and here we are. It's Ellis Chan, registered psychologist, and Tara Boothby, registered psychologist. Both of us work at Sojourn Psychology out of Sherwood Park. And in this piece about children going back to school, the first section we talked about what are some of the themes or behaviors we might see with our kids or kiddos in association with their fear and anxiety of going back to school. And the second piece that I really want Ellis to enlighten us about is this, what can we do as parents, guardians, adults who really love these kids? How can we support them as they're facing these big feelings?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Tara. So I guess just on that point, how do we do that support? Uh, I think everyone's pretty individual. Everyone's really unique. So I wouldn't say that there's a universal coping mechanism that you can give to everyone. But I would say that maybe a first piece though is even just a check-in. And I think that sometimes we forget to do that. Myself included with my own child. In doing that check-in, as we get closer, we know that these times in the return to school to an uncertain environment, to be wary of that there probably is apprehension over there naturally in a regular school year, and now even more so. And so just even a check-in as you see fit as a parent, that might not be a bad idea over there.
Yeah. If I could speak to that too, that check in and listen. I was having this moment the other morning where I wanted to do something for me and my own self-care. And I was drinking my coffee and my kids were doing kids things, and I just slowed myself down and challenged myself to be present so that I could follow their need and listen to their little situation rather than being impatient. And when our kids are going to be having a really hard time this month, they might not be aware of it, but they are aware of it. And so patience and listening and checking in are all very, very key, as Ellis is saying. What else would you say there, Ellis?
I would actually say I would really emphasize the listen part, what you just said over there. And it's easier said than done, I think. But some of the feedback that I often get is that sometimes people just want to talk. They just want to hear someone listen, help them process. They know that there's nothing that you can do to fix the situation. Maybe it's just a terrible situation, but just to be able to have that support, to have someone listen, that's kind of a big difference. And sometimes it can be frustrating for someone when they're talking about their emotions to have someone who's constantly trying to fix the situation, especially if the situation doesn't have a fix. And so it doesn't feel like they're being heard, that they're being listening to, that they're being supported. The listening part would probably be actually maybe the one thing that I would really aim for first, especially if they're not even ready to address the situation.
Or they don't
sometimes they just need to process it.
They don't know. They're confusion, like who isn't confused right now? So our kids probably won't really get it, because who gets it? I don't really get it, so I'm pretty sure other people don't either. And something that I know, and I'm sure you know as well, Alice, is like when we empathize with somebody and we say, yeah, this is really hard. I haven't had it happen where somebody is upset that I acknowledge they're going through a hard time because they're going through a hard time.
Sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think like even you stating that helps organize their feelings too. Like as you said, like sometimes we don't even know what we're going through. Sometimes that can be therapeutic in and itself to help give a sense of where they're at emotionally, and helping someone or having someone organize those thoughts and feelings for you. That can be therapeutic alone.
Well said. And that's one of the keys to parenting. And I think the other thing is that I've really tried to advocate for with people throughout this whole situation, but right now is the thing of traditions and rituals. So going back to school, like take your kids school shopping if you feel safe, or go do it online, pick out their pencil crayons and their binders and all these things, because that is something that helps them to feel cared about. It's like a symbol of my parents want me to feel confident. The other thing is like a back to school outfit or a back to school hat, back to school something to help them feel confident. Like those little rituals that maybe you did the day or the week before your kids were going back to school, those are really important right now.
I would totally agree, and I would say it's something that I find helps strengthen bonds and strengthens feelings of foundation and safety is having those rituals, especially when it's amongst family members. Um, they're anchors, so we know like this is part of normal life. When we get back to school, that's what I normally do, and that predictability element might give like a little bit of an anchor in spite of all this chaos that we're dealing with right now and uncertainty.
Exactly. You know, if you're a kid and you've got a little lip chap where you've got a little nail polish on your fingers, regardless of gender, because we all wear nail polish nowadays, or you have a body spray, or you have that new shirt, something that's like somebody who loved me helped me get this to be prepared, a new pair of shoes, or a sticker. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it's something that is this transition object, because they are going to have to touch their aloneness in a even more profound way than the usual like shift from June to September.
Sure. I think that's a really good point, and even that transition piece, I can name us specifics right before I went to school. Like distinctly grade 7, it was Speed Stick Active Fresh. Grade 8, it was new shirts from Blue Notes. These black rib t-shirts, that crew necks that were in style at that time. Those pieces like helped me get excited for the school year and curiosity about how that would help me fit in. It probably made no difference realistically, but it was something for me mentally going into school, into the school year.
Exactly. I remember getting 24 Crayola pencil crayons instead of 20 at 12, and
Sure.
that felt like something. You
Yeah. I
or the
mean, we're
pudding
like
stocks to put in the lunch. So
96.
96, there you go, right? Yeah. So those things of like, these are some things that we can do, and just go easy on yourselves as mom and dads, as caregivers, to be like, okay, what can I do? How can I do this? And again, it's like, this is a huge upheaval of our struggle. So for you as parents, as caregivers, or if you're noticing with your children and your teens, you need support, please don't hesitate to reach out to either our agency or some other psychology and mental health service, because this is actually a big deal right now.
Agreed.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ellis. I just
Uh,
adore you. I love talking to you. It's so nice to be on a team with you.
Thank you, Tara. I think the same with you as well.
Okay. Okay. Take care, everybody.